What is going on, everybody? We are next to the new Moynihan train station here Tuesday night in Manhattan. We're going to be skateboarding down to Wall Street, and the topic for tonight is we are going to be talking about the global semiconductor shortage and what new technologies could emerge from the use of semiconductors. Hey, what's up, Film Mission? We are here near the Moynihan train station. We're going to be skateboarding down to Wall Street. And hopefully the rain will hold up. But we are near the new Moynihan train station. Film Mission, I hope you're well, my friend. Film Mission says was humid and rainy here too. Yeah, it was raining all day in New York. I think it's gonna, well, actually it wasn't raining today. It was just very humid, very humid. Hey, Joe Hernandez is here. Joe Hernandez says, hey Tom, I got the notification. That's awesome, cool. So Joe, we are going to be skateboarding down to Wall Street. I know yesterday we wanted to go to Wall Street, but then we went over the Brooklyn Bridge. So hopefully we will be able to get down to Wall Street before it starts raining. Hey, and we have the Soho guy here. What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great Tuesday. We're here by the Moynihan train station. We have Sunshine After Rain joining. What's up, Sunshine? And we have Sierra Friend. What's up, Sierra? Hope everybody is well. Andrew Calhoun is our pal from Australia. He says, hey Tom, how can you be in New York? I just saw you in LA with the Action Kid. You skated past him. Yes, sir. We are on one of the new electric skateboards. No, I'm just kidding. We're on the same one. And we are skating past the new Moynihan train station, as well as Madison Square Garden. Hey, and June is here. What's up, June? And we have Sue Lane. So June is joining us from the Philippines. So welcome everybody from the Philippines. Welcome, Sue Lane. So we're going to be skateboarding down to Wall Street tonight, assuming the rain holds out. And then we are going to be talking about a specific topic that I think is very interesting, the global semiconductor shortage. So we're going to sort of go into why there is a global semiconductor shortage and why semiconductors or chips are so important for the economy, which will lead us into a discussion about electric vehicles and the growth trajectory in that market over time. And we have photos from around New York here. What's up, photos from around New York? Welcome, everybody. It was an extremely busy day at work for me. I didn't stop working until about, I'd say 30 minutes ago. So we're right here on 8th Avenue and West 33rd Street. Photos from around New York. Hope you had a great Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Sue Lane, happy Tuesday. June, happy Tuesday, my friend. Hey, Chloe Hagen says, hello from Seattle. What's going on? Chloe, I'll remember that. From Seattle. Joe Hernandez says, Action Kid needs to come back to New York City. Action Kid needs to come back to New York City, and he needs to bring back some sun with him, because it's been cloudy and miserable almost every day in New York City. You can see the Empire State Building here by Madison Square Garden. Photos from around New York says, I look forward to seeing the tree in front of the Wall Street building. Yeah, photos. We're going to be there in about an hour. So assuming the weather permits, we'll probably be at Wall Street in exactly 1 hour. Andrew Calhoun says, don't forget to like and subscribe, smash that like button. Appreciate that, Andrew Calhoun, I appreciate it. But Chloe Hagans, thank you for joining from Seattle. Sunshine After Rain says, hope you had a good day at work, Tom. I did, Sunshine. I hope you had a great day as well. Sue Lane says, happy Tuesday all. Soho Guy says, us firms are fortifying their chip supply by moving out of China. Yes. Yes, so semiconductors are an absolutely crucial part of the global economy. So we'll talk about that today. Hey, and we have the Magic Walker here. What's up, the Magic Walker? What is up, the Magic Walker? So let's head out, everybody. We are in front of the new Moynihan train station. So we'll begin our journey down to Wall Street. You know, let's take a pit stop at the Billy Joel photograph outside of Madison Square Garden. The Magic Walkers is just relaxing. It rained here today. The Magic Walker, it was supposed to rain in New York City today, and the weather forecast has it raining almost every single day this week. So hopefully the rain will hold out until we can get down to Wall Street. So we'll see. We are right here at 34th Street, or 31st Street, 8th Avenue, outside Pennsylvania Station in the Madison Square Garden. Hope everybody had a good Tuesday. I was extremely busy at work today. At one point, I didn't think I was going to get outside to stream, but we got to make time. And here we are at the Billy Joel. I'm not sure if anybody's a Billy Joel fan here, but what's up, guys? Who here in the chat is a Billy Joel fan? Love Billy Joel, right at Madison Square Garden. You see, the thing about Billy Joel is he's an icon of New York. He's really a New York icon. You can't have New York City without Billy Joel. Soho Guy Yo says, I'm a Billy Joel fan. There we go. Hey, Gerald Lee's here. What's up, Gerald? Here, so I'll show you guys the outside of Madison Square Garden. And Joe Hernandez says, do they still have the Felt Forum? I'm not sure about that, Joe Hernandez. Gerald Lee says, hey, Wall Street Skate Bro, fantastic to see you streaming tonight. I'm a big Billy Joel fan. Yeah, so Gerald, you were actually the one that pointed this Billy Joel thing out. Remember that one night we were trying to find it? The Magic Walker says, I like Billy Joel, but don't love him. Okay, that's fair. Sue Lane says, thanks for spending your downtime with us, even when you're tired. Yes, Sue, no problem. It was a very busy day at work today, but I think it's good to get outside after you're trapped in the office all day. Joe Hernandez says, I met Billy Joel years ago, really good guy. Joe Hernandez, you, sir, are a lucky one, man. Where did you meet him, Joe? At a concert? Like after? So let's cruise through Koreatown on our way to Wall Street. Sue Lane says you agree. Yeah, I think it's especially during the pandemic, I think it's very important if you're locked in the office all day, you have to make some time to get out get some exercise. So here we are, my friends, outside the famous Madison Square Garden. I'm excited to get down to Wall Street again. We haven't been there on the stream in a long time, so it'll be good to get down there again. All right, let's check out some of the comments here. Andrew Calhoun says lots of new names here today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate that, Andrew. The Magic Walker says I was on a date once and asked the guy if he liked Billy Joel. He said not a fan. Joe Hernandez says no backstage. Oh, so you met him backstage at a Broadway play with Penn and Teller. Wow, was that in New York City or was that in Vegas? Joe Hernandez. Hey, and we have the Brooklyn Brothers here. What's up, Brooklyn Brothers? Hey, and we have Ibrahim. Ibrahim is always a good guest. Hope everybody had a good Tuesday wherever you are. Good day at work, all that stuff. So the topic on today's stream is about semiconductors and the big global semiconductor shortage. And we'll sort of talk about why they're so important, right? Because we would never think that chips, little microchips, are so important to the global economy, but they're vital. Because as we have more connected devices to the internet, as IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence, electric vehicles really become to the forefront of the economy, we will find out that we're going to need faster, stronger, and more reliable semiconductor chips. So you could think about a company like NVIDIA, NXP Semiconductor, and ON Semiconductor. So we are right here on West 31st Street and 6th Avenue. The Magic Walker says, do you ever talk about global warming? We don't really talk about global warming too much, mainly because I don't have much expertise on that subject, but it is something I'm quite passionate about. So maybe one day on the stream, we will talk about global warming and all of that stuff, but that's a great question, the Daily Walker. Hey, Tool Bros says, hello, greeting from Egypt. I really like your streams, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Tools Bros. So there's a very good Egyptian restaurant in New York City that we always pass on the stream, and it's called Zuba. And I'm a huge fan of Egyptian food, so all of our Egyptian viewers, welcome to the stream. I'm a huge fan of your cuisine. And if you're interested in checking out a great Egyptian restaurant and supporting our Egyptian friends here in New York City, please check out Zuba. Z-O-O-B-A. Koreatown. And the store on the right-hand side is H-Mart, which is the best Asian grocery store in all of New York City. Hey, and I see Cosmo in the chat. What's up, Cosmo Scary? Once I get to the end of the road here, I'll start to read the comments. But I just want to make sure I could skate through all these cars first. Let's see if we can squeeze right in here. Got it. Tight squeeze, but we got it. Everybody. Hey, Tools Bros says thanks, no problem. Cosmo says 750K views on the video. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome, Cosmo. So everybody, please go check out our friend Cosmo. Yeah, Joe Hernandez says watch the car doors. Absolutely. Cosmo says lots of people in K-Town. Tools Bros says I will definitely do. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, it's a great Egyptian restaurant in Soho, and it's called Zuba. Hey, and we have Mr. Nobody here. Says hello, how we doing tonight? I'm doing very, very well, Mr. Nobody. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream. Sunshine after rain, I hope you're well. So we'll take one more pass through Koreatown, and then we will make our way to Wall Street. So the weather outlook is looking all right, not the best. It may rain, so just keep that in mind. This is the best Korean barbecue spot in New York City. It's called Baekjeong. Everybody, check out this view of the Empire State Building. Hey, Peace Ghost is here. Long time no see, my friend. What's going on, Peace Ghost? Yeah, Cosmo Scary says it may rain equals forecast for every day of this month. Crazy. And we have our friend Out and About. So what's up, Out and About? Hopefully everybody's well. Out and About is our good friend from Toronto, Canada. From Toronto, Canada. All right, let's head out. I'll read the comments once we get to Madison Square Park. Madison Square Park. So just bear with me, everybody. right, so we'll wait for this red light. Hey, what's up, Fernando? What's going on? Peace Coast is enjoying the bumpy ride with you, absolutely. Chloe Hagen says, so cool, the lights look amazing against the clouds. I know. The Empire State Building looks really amazing. Yeah, Joe Hernandez says the roads are not made for skateboarding. It's always a little bit bumpy around Koreatown. My favorite place to skateboard is on Broadway. I'm always afraid they're going to open the door on me, so I always like to watch. But here we are, we made it, Madison Square Park. Alright everybody, we're here at Madison Square Park, East 23rd Street, and the Flatiron District. So we're about to see an amazing view of the Empire State Building, my favorite view of the Empire and the whole city. Well, check that out, everybody. It's like the top of the Empire State Building is floating in the clouds. Really amazing. Hey, Disney cast members here, says looks like it's a beautiful night. What's up, Disney cast member? Fernando, how are you? Are you working today, Fernando? Ibrahim says, Tom, you forgot to continue about your topic. Yes, we'll get into that. Hey, William Creech is here again. What's up, William? Welcome to the stream, William. Cosmo Scary says, Italy right there. I had a gelato there in Celebration the other day. Nice. It's a great one. Hey, and Allie's here. Allie says, hi, everybody. So Allie is our new friend from Richmond, Virginia. So the topic for today's stream is going to be about semiconductors and why they're so important. So right now, we're experiencing a global semiconductor shortage. So this is really hurting people that are working in the technology industry, the electric vehicle market, and pretty much anything that requires semiconductor chips. So for example, in my business, it's really impacting us when we're doing implementation of routers for like wireless failover, because all of these routers require semiconductor chips. Hey, and Patrick New York is here. What's up? Says, what's up, Tom? What's up, Patrick? Disney cast member says, love the fog. So one of the most important things to think about when you think about semiconductors or chips is the topic of electric vehicles. The topic of electric vehicles, because as we transition more of our vehicles over from traditional to EV, The average electric vehicle can have upwards of 1,400 semiconductor chips in them. So if you think about a company like General Motors and Ford, where on their latest earnings call, their CEO actually just announced that they're going to invest an additional $30 billion to try to get at least 75% of all the cars they manufacture over to EV by 2030. So that is going to drive the demand market for these semiconductor chips. And in turn, I think it's going to be very bullish for a lot of the stocks that are either chip fabricators or developers or things like that. So if we think about an NVIDIA, which right now doesn't really deal too much in the car market, however, by 2025, they're actually going to be making chips for the electrical vehicle market. But now, when you think about NVIDIA chips, you can think about data center, you can think about gaming, right? So as we have this revolution to move from legacy infrastructure to cloud computing, we're just going to be using more and more and more semiconductors. But as of right now, we have a global semiconductor shortage, and that's mainly due to two things. Once the pandemic happened, we had an unbelievable increase in the demand for consumer electronics. So if you think about your cell phone, if you think about a computer or a laptop, and especially now that companies like Apple are rolling out 5G technology, all of these cellular devices and connected devices need semiconductor chips. So that, on top of increased demand with electric vehicles, I think this is going to drive the market for semiconductors over the next decade, as Americans and everybody all over the world migrates their infrastructure from the legacy sense to a cloud-based computing sense. So we're here at East 21st Street. We'll continue talking about the topic a little bit more. And ironically, we are next to Charles Schwab. That is my broker. So I'll catch up on some of the comments. Hey, NYC Everything is here from Staten Island. He says, watching from Manhattan's Washington Square Park. NYC Everything, we may see you tonight. Cosmo Scary says, I'm using NVIDIA card to watch this right now. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Cosmo. Check out the Empire State Building here. It's crazy. That's dope. Who else do we have here? We have Lena in the house. What's up, Lena? Hope you had a great day today. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Soho Guy says, GM is a dead company. I disagree. I actually disagree with that. So if you look at the traditional legacy car manufacturers like Ford, General Motors, Volkswagen, in my opinion, I think actually General Motors is the company that's best positioned to do extremely, extremely well and roll out new electric vehicles. But that is just my opinion. And I think Ford is actually positioned in the least favorable position. Hey, Chloe Hagan says, got to admit, I didn't know what a semiconductor was before now, but I'm glad to have learned. Yeah, so Chloe, it's so important even when you think about like a refrigerator, right? So as we move into the era of cloud computing, IoT, which is Internet of Things, anything that's really connected to the internet will require these semiconductor chips. So that's why right now, like I work in tech sales. So a lot of my customers, I'm in the router business a lot. So we do like wireless failover. We help customers build out their SD-WAN infrastructure. So a lot of the routers, like a Teltonica or a Peplink or a Pepwave, where they use to, really control their WAN environment, a lot of the hardware is extremely, extremely hard to get, and it's on back order now. Because it's almost impossible to get your hands on semiconductors. Because you pretty much had a huge surge in demand all at once. You had a huge surge in demand all at once. The pandemic hit, everybody went work remote, everybody bought new iPhones, they bought new computers, new laptops. And the used car market and the new car market turned around So it's sort of like the stars aligned all at once. So once we get to Union Square, I'll catch up on the comments. Yeah, so in regards to General Motors, I'm actually pretty bullish on the company. Because I think that the car manufacturers that are willing to adapt and the ones that are willing to learn and not go against the grain, they're really going to survive and they're going to thrive. But it's all about which company will adapt the fastest. And General Motors has proved that they gave a commitment to turning over 70% of their entire fleet to electric vehicles over the next 5 years, which is a monumental task. Joe Hernandez's 2-year back order. Yeah, Joe, a lot of the products, like everything is really, really crazy. You try to buy a car right now, it's impossible. It's really nuts. A lot of the big deals that I'm doing for my customers, the deals are closing now, but they're not even going to get the equipment until 2 or 3 months down the line. Unless they want to pay an OEM an extraordinary amount of money to get their chips faster. So here we are, everybody. So we'll take a little bit of a break before we head all the way down to Wall Street. Hey, we have Kenneth here. What's up, Kenneth? We love having Kenneth in the chat. Kenneth, I hope you're having a great Tuesday, my friend. Good to see you as always. Disney cast member says Phoenix is complaining that they use too much water. They're limiting the new companies. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about, Disney cast member. So a lot of the semiconductor manufacturers, especially Intel, are actually opening new factories to manufacture these semiconductors in places like Arizona. Yes, they do use a lot of water, but if you actually do the research, and I'll put some links into the chat at the end of the video, you'll see that a lot of the American technology and especially South Korean technology, these semiconductors actually are very conservative with the amount of water that they use. There's a very good article on that I'll share with you. Hey, and Dave Jeffrey is here. Dave is our pal from, I believe he is from Buffalo, New York. So what's up, Dave? Hey, and Victoria Greco is our pal from Argentina. So welcome, Victoria. Hope everything's going well in Argentina. Ibrahim Azam says Manhattan looks beautiful tonight. Absolutely, Ibrahim. The Magic Walkers is trying to sell a car right now is impossible too. Yeah, I mean, the prices of used cars are crazy right now. The prices of used cars are going up extremely, extremely high. Patrick New York says, so which blue chip stock would you recommend? So Patrick, I won't recommend any specific stocks. I'm not allowed to give out stock advice, but I think the whole thesis of this conversation tonight is that if we take a look at the macro environment, right? And this is sort of what I try to paint a picture on the channel, is that when you're trying to develop an investment thesis, you want to look at the largest total addressable market, or TAM, you could find. And so if we think about the next 10 years, what the world's going to look like, the world's going to be very, very different. So Patrick New York, to answer your question, me personally, I would position myself towards future technologies, right? Electric vehicles, potentially some makers of batteries, because I think that's going to be the next shortage is electrical batteries for these EVs. And I think what we'll find is you're going to have a lot of government subsidy in this area. So if you think about solar power, solar technology, wind power, renewable energies, there's going to be a lot of government subsidy flowing to all of these companies. And that includes all of these semiconductor companies. So if we think about a company like NVIDIA, right? their stock price is going gangbusters, all-time highs, all-time highs, all-time highs, almost every day. And that is the leader in this stock market. But if we look at the fundamentals, we'll see why. They're pretty much supplying all of these chips for all of the big data centers, all of the new gaming technologies, cryptocurrency mining. And next year, NVIDIA is actually making chips that will start to go into electric vehicles. So I won't recommend a specific stock, but I will give specific sectors that I'm bullish on. So I'm bullish on cloud computing, software stocks, and infrastructure stocks. More specifically, in the renewable energy space, in autonomous vehicles, and I would still stay along the semiconductor industry over time. I think the growth in the earnings and the sales in the semiconductor industry over the next 5 to 10 years will continue to grow due to the demand of autonomous vehicles, data center, AI, and electric vehicles. But I'm really excited to go down to Wall Street tonight, everybody. I appreciate everybody joining. I really, really do. So we'll catch up on the comments. Disney cast member says, so big fabs coming to Arizona and tapping Sitter water can feel a little bit vampiric, especially during decades-long drought. But the water and infrastructure provisions for such companies entered a long time ago. Hey, and we have Gus here. What's up, Gus? We're just talking about the global semiconductor shortage tonight on the stream. And we are here at Union Square Park. But Gus, welcome to the stream. Always happy to have you. Welcome to all the new viewers too, and thank you for all the new subscribers, everybody. Hey, and we have the Swan here. What's up, the Swan? Cosmo Scary says, time to skateboard. Andrew Calhoun is our pal from Australia, says, I looked to buy a car in Australia recently and found upgrading relatively unachievable price-wise, so I've given up for now. Yeah, Andrew, the used car market is absolutely on fire in terms of prices. Disney cast member says, you have to read the first comment to get what I'm saying. I'll check it out. Let me check it out. Hey, the ABX girl says, I am late to, we'll check out the stream later. No problem, ABX girl. ABX girl is our pal from the Bronx, and she has actually worked on Wall Street at some of the largest investment banks. Mr. Nobody says, I learned more in your live streams than what I did with online school. I appreciate that, Mr. Nobody. Hey, and we have Michelle McGraw here. Michelle, I've been seeing you around everywhere today. Hope you're having a good Tuesday, my friend. Michelle, hope everything's going well for you. Always love having Michelle McGraw on the channel. And Disney cast member says, at any rate, the point is that Phoenix is fighting the new businesses. Yeah, so semiconductors, to make them, they do require a lot of water. Kenneth says, yes, good day, man. Yes, that is true, Disney cast member. They purchase the water through semiconductor fabrication plants. That is true. Yeah, so that is one big concern, pollution of the water. So Disney cast member is spot on with that, but there are, you know, articles both in comparison and contrasting. But I really think that, I don't have the Nightbot, but after the conclusion of this video, I'll go back into the comments and I'll post some interesting articles that sort of explains what Disney cast member is saying. Hey, and Monica's here. Monica is our pal from Sweden, and her profile picture is of her dog, which is adorable. And we have Sam here, says, hello, hey Tom, how's it going? We're doing very good, Sam. Tonight we're talking about semiconductors and the global semiconductor shortage. And semiconductors really go into anything. So as we move into the age of artificial intelligence, IoT, machine learning, we are going to need more of these chips. So one of the things, not to get political, and I apologize, but I do have to say, the Biden administration, one of the things I'm liking about what they're doing right now, and it's not political, is that they're investing in American infrastructure, and they are understanding the fact that the lack of production of semiconductors in the United States is a national security threat, and it is. And that's actually something that Andrew Yang has been saying for over the course of 3 years, and nobody's listened to him. But anyway, and one of the reasons for that is Intel, and we actually talked about this on previous streams. And Intel is a company that makes chips, right? But here's the problem with Intel that nobody really talks about. Intel is coming to the government and asking for essentially a bailout. And they're saying, hey, we need government subsidies to fund research and development projects, to make new and innovative chips to compete with the likes of Taiwan Semiconductor and such. But the problem is, if you look at the free cash flow that Intel has generated over the past 5 years, they've made more than enough money for research and development, to invest into new technologies to make better chips. But if you look at where all that money went, they just launched massive stock repurchase programs. And the reason why they did that is because if you look at the top executives of Intel, if you look at what the majority of their compensation is made up of, it's something called stock options. So if you're the CEO of Intel, chances are your salary actually isn't that high. Where you make the majority of your money is on your stock options. So all of the free cash flow that they've made, well, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it, they've used to buy back their own shares of stock, thus forcing the stock price up, so all of the C-level executives at Intel could get unbelievable paydays. Unbelievable paydays. So the CEO and the C-suite at Intel have been making windfall profits and unbelievable amounts of money in total compensation due to the appreciation of their stock options. So hopefully that makes sense. But now Intel's coming to the taxpayer and saying, oh, we need all this money for research and development because we're not manufacturing enough good chips in the United States. Well, that's because other countries like Taiwan and Japan and Korea were actually, and China were at work not trying to boost the corporate compensation, but they were actually trying to invest in new technologies. So that is a little piece of information. But at least the Biden administration is understanding of that and saying, look, we're falling behind. Let's invest into our infrastructure and hopefully we can get back on course. So I'll stop here on East 8th Street, NYU, at the red light, and we'll read some of the comments. Joe Hernandez says, I subscribed. Oh, I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you so much. Disney cast member says you could probably find rodent-friendly Teslas a bit cheaper. Michelle McGraw says, I'm late and I'm lost. LOL. What we're talking about tonight. Michelle McGraw, we are talking about the global semiconductor shortage. Hey, Lady Orleans, always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Hey, Parbash says, I'm really like new. Hey, well, welcome to the channel. We appreciate you being here. Welcome, and I hope you're enjoying the conversation, and I hope you're enjoying the stream, my friend. So welcome. Lady Orleans, Michelle McGraw, the Swan, welcome to the stream. The Swan is our moderator from Ireland, so welcome, the Swan. Ooh, this guy's good. Let's see if he can do any tricks. It's not bad. Alright, everybody, we are at Washington Square Park. Peace Ghost is Ali. Peace Ghost, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good week, good Tuesday. So we're headed down to Wall Street tonight, but should we do one lap around Washington Square Park? Should we do just one lap around the park? Let's see. NYC Everything says, are you headed towards Washington Square Park? Yeah, we're gonna be there right now. We're here. Soho guy says, yep. Hey, Zap Allen's here. What's up, Zap Allen? The topic of tonight is semiconductors and the global semiconductor shortage, the global chip shortage. All right, so we'll do one lap around the park and then we'll head down to Wall Street. What's up, Monica? Ooh, Out and About says, no, keep going. All right, we'll just do one quick lap. We'll do one quick lap. Mr. Nobody, haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. Welcome. I wonder how it comes out on the stream. Does Washington Square Park look extremely dark on the stream, or is it coming out all right? But Michael DaCosta, welcome, my friend. Hope you're well. One of my favorite things about Washington Square Park is the cherry blossoms. Has anybody ever been to Washington Square Park when the cherry blossoms are blooming? Looks unreal. Looks really, really nice. Wow, the Empire State Building is doing a disappearing act. So usually you could see the Empire State Building right here, but due to the fog, it's completely dark. Chloe Hagens is looking quite dark, but not bad to watch. So here we are at Washington Square Park, everybody. Hey, Gerald Lee says it has a greenish glow on my TV. Gus says, you think companies will start making their own semiconductors? I heard NIO, an electric car company, will start building their own. Yes, that's a fantastic point, Gus. So yes, the answer is correct. So what I think is gonna happen due to all of the supply chain constraints is I think companies like Ford, like GM, Toyota are really gonna start to rethink their supply chains and how they operate and conduct their businesses. Because if you think about the demand for semiconductors over the next couple of years, it's gonna be monumental. So I think a lot of these EV companies will start to take manufacturing into their own hands perhaps, but I think it's gonna be quite difficult to build out that infrastructure. But that's a great point. Cosmos says trees are black, but it's fine. NYC Everything says I'm at the front of the park. Come say hi, my friend. We are right here. Soho guy, yo, what's up, Soho? Cosmos says, skated by me once on the stream. Oh yeah, Cosmo, I remember that. I did skate by you once. You know, I really like the fact that the NYPD is here in the park. They really cleaned it up and it looks beautiful here. Subscribing. I cannot believe how fast the channel is growing. We have 50 people watching, which is unreal, so thank you everybody. Really appreciate it. Hey, what's up?
NYC Everything.
Hey, NYC Everything, my man. What's up, dude?
I watch you almost every night, man.
Awesome. So this is our friend NYC Everything from Staten Island, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm from Long Island, so I'm from Massapequa.
Oh, really?
Cool, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, man. Cool to see somebody that watches the stream, dude. Nice.
I'm always here.
Do you work in the city or something, or you just?
Yeah, I work in the city.
Okay, cool. What do you do?
But I clean fish tanks. Well, I'm on vacation now.
Dope, man.
It's like my last week. You see, it rains every day.
Dude, every day. I check the weather app and it's just like rain, 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 and rain. It's crazy. It's nuts. But dude, nice meeting you, man. That's awesome.
What I did, I just bought that.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
Dope,
I'm
man.
waiting to put stuff together so I can start.
Yeah, so this is our ride, man. This is our ride. So we're here with NYC Everything. He's checking out the ride. We skateboard around the city. And he's our pal from Staten Island that watches the channel all the time. Yeah, so this is what we're cruising. So when you see me whipping around the city, this is it, man. We're on it like this, yeah. Absolutely.
You're the second guy I seen that vlogs.
Oh, really? Who do you
NY's vlogs?
Oh, Ann. Ann, I think is his name. Yeah. He's a very nice guy.
I caught him in the park too.
Oh yeah? Yeah, we're gonna head down to Wall Street tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I just like to talk about like different things. And I do a topic every day.
Yeah.
So tonight, obviously, you know, we're talking about semiconductors. We're hanging out, but I'll be down at Wall Street, man. So it's great to see you around.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome, man.
See you again.
Absolutely. My name's Tom. Nice to meet you, brother.
Same, Alex.
Hey, take it easy. Be safe. But hey, have you know the park looks great? It looks a lot more clean.
Well, this park is always different. I'm surprised when you was at Union Square, it was empty. That park is usually packed.
Players, but what I've noticed is
I'm saying like at nighttime.
Oh yeah, well, a lot more packed.
Jam-packed, but since this happened,
right,
it's been, you know, the way it is.
For sure.
So this park is not packed.
I know, but awesome, man. Hey, nice to see you, bro. Absolutely, nice to meet you.
All right.
See you later, man.
Same.
Well, that was cool, guys. That was NYC. Let me get his name here. But it's cool to see a person that watches the stream. Very nice guy. NYC Everything. He's from Staten Island. Check him out. And he cleans fish tanks. That's a dope job, man. That's a dope job. One of the things that I want to do when I get older is to have an actual saltwater fish tank in my house. I think it's probably going to be really expensive, but we'll see. But that was NYC Everything. Our pal from Staten Island, New York. In a beautiful night in Washington Square Park. Hey, and we have Zap Allen. What's up, Zap Allen? Hey, Jonathan C is joining. What's up, Jonathan? Jonathan, we're gonna go to Wall Street tonight, finally. I think every night on the stream, I'm like, we're going to Wall Street, we're going to Wall Street, and then we never make it to Wall Street. So please, God, it doesn't rain. Chloe says you gotta make us the house tour once you make it big. Yeah, I've always wanted it like a saltwater fish tank, but the only thing is I hear it's extremely difficult to maintain. So I think I want to get one of those fish that cleans the tank for you. I think it's like I don't know what they're called, but they're like the sucker fish, like the sharks, something like that.
I never like went out.
Zap Allen says, they are, Tom. I had a saltwater fish tank when I was a kid. So yeah, so Zap Allen, was it like super labor intensive? But I heard if you get a shark, it automatically cleans it for you. Yes, Andrew Calhoun, that's it, sucking catfish. Lady Orleans is our moderator from New Jersey. She says, it didn't call for rain tonight. You could be in the clear, Tom. Hopefully we make it down there, so we'll see. Cosmo Scary says you want a Shark Tank like the show. But yes, Jonathan C, we are going down to Wall Street. Joe Hernandez says, yes, the conductors are being built by many large corporations and they are trying to get away from China. Yes, that is correct. Disney cast member says, I haven't owned an American car since high school. Gerald Lee says, you're getting popular, Tom, meeting subscribers on the street. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to meet anybody. I mean, that's the point of the channel. Grow your network. never know who you're gonna meet. Lots of interesting, cool people out there. Now that the pandemic is over, I think it's cool for everybody, you know, to get together again, hang out. Oh, here he is. So NYC Everything, which we just met in the park, says plecos are the catfish that cleans the tanks of algae. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming that's like the name of the fish. Very interesting. So this is the NYU college town. And this is actually a pretty decent coffee shop here, Irving Farm. Zap Balance says, yes, my father took care of it for me. I was crazy about seahorses when I was a little kid, so I finally got a few. Nice. That's awesome. All right, so let's head up this way because the roads are a little bit better. So we're going to cut right through Soho. So there's a really good but I forgot to program the Nightbot, so I'm going to drop it later, and explains essentially everything that we're talking about tonight, which is the global semiconductor shortage and which companies are slated to benefit the most from that shortage. Mr. Nobody says you could and maybe make it to 1,000 by the end of the year. Mr. Nobody, how you doing, man? Long time no see. But yes, Mr. Nobody, I appreciate all of the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much. The Soho guys is Soho. Yeah, so we actually were skateboarding past Soho's loft the other day on the stream, where he told us his rent was $6,500 bucks. $6,500, crazy. So I think one of the other things that's going to really drive the growth and adoption of more semiconductors, more chips, is the 5G rollout. So if you think about different connected devices or phones or even routers, you know, all of that 4G technology and 4G devices are going to need to be replaced, and you're going to need to have those specialized chipsets in order to be capable with a 5G network to run on extremely, extremely low latency, high throughput. So I think it'll be pretty interesting. Because that's the whole point of 5G, right? If you want to have an autonomous vehicle, you're going to need a network that has extremely, extremely low latency and high throughput capabilities. Because if you're driving, or if an autonomous vehicle is driving and it needs to stop on a dime, the network, it's going to need to communicate with the network to tell it to brake. But with the traditional 4G or 3G network, the latency speeds are absolutely nowhere near where they need to be for autonomous driving. So in order to have electric vehicles that are fully autonomous, it's called stage 5 autonomy, you're going to need to, number one, have the chipsets to do that, and number two, you're going to need the infrastructure, which is a very low latency, high throughput infrastructure. This restaurant is always hopping at night. So I have one rule about skateboarding. I never skateboard past the garbage truck, ever. I'm afraid of these things. So I'll never skateboard past the garbage truck. No way, Soho's here. Soho guy says, yeah, my loft was 300 feet away. I was watching from the pool. Soho, is this you hanging out the window? No, right? Or are you talking about last time? So we're on Watch Street. So I appreciate everybody that's joining, all of the new subscribers. Thank you all for joining the channel. I appreciate it. Joe Hernandez says, that's a smart move, Tom. Soho guy says, last time. The Magic Walker says, you ever go on the patios at restaurants? Sometimes I do outdoor dining. Sometimes I do outdoor dining, guys. Orland Edwards says, hope Joe, hope all is going well. What's up, Orland? All right, guys, so we'll continue down. DJ is here. What's up, DJ? DJ is our pal from Chile. So I apologize if the Nightbot is acting crazy. But I had to program the Nightbot to be super, super strict due to the incident last time, but the Nightbot just doesn't like any emojis or things like that. So I wish I had time to program the Nightbot, but another interesting thing that you could do with that sort of technology is you could actually do remote surgeries. So there will come a time where the 5G networks will have such low latency and high throughput that you'll be able to do remote surgeries from anywhere in the world, and the doctors can actually remote in and take care of their patients. But in order to do that, you need an extremely, extremely low latency, high throughput network. This is an awesome spot in Soho at Grand Street and Broadway. Hey, Sequence 59A says, how's the rent in New York? Well, I don't think I've seen you here before on the channel, so welcome. I appreciate you joining. But the rent is not, it's not bad, but it's almost fully recovered. It's almost fully recovered. So they say that rent is almost back to where it was pre-pandemic in New York City. Orland Edwards says, I'm good, Tom. Hope you're doing the same. I'm very well. Very busy day today at work, but besides that, it was all right. But how is the quality of the stream tonight, guys? Is the because I did make some adjustments on my camera, so I want to make sure that the quality is still clear. I adjusted the frames per second. I adjusted the frames per second. I don't know how to pronounce your channel name, so I'll just call you Sequence. Sequence says, I'm thinking about doing my MA at NYU in about 1 year's time. I just looked out. Hey, what's up? Oh, it's called a gimbal. Yeah, so it'll allow you to like stabilize the camera.
That's what I do. It's pulling live right now.
Yeah, we're live. What's going on, man? Yeah, do you do anything or?
Yeah, I do videography with an artist.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool, man. Nice. Oh, dope. Yeah. No, yeah, but if you have a channel or anything and you want them to take a look at it, just feel free to put it in the chat.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. Here, I'll show you how to do it.
You skate too? I skate.
Oh yeah, you do? Dope, man.
SK.
So we got a friend here, so it's SK?
E-L-I-E.
E-L-I-E?
Underscore.
Okay.
Hello,
Underscore?
guys. Hello.
Underscore, right? That's it?
Yes.
And what, they follow on YouTube?
Yeah, follow me
Sure.
on Instagram. That's gonna be my Instagram. Do you want me to do like some trick? I'll do a trick right now. Yeah.
Sure, they will. Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, this guy's gonna do a trick. Let's see. Ooh, dope, man. Nice, bro. Dope, man. Well, it's nice meeting you. Hey.
I want to take your information. So screenshot that.
Yeah. It's
Screenshot my name.
so we're Wall Street Skate Pro on YouTube, so you can check us out.
I don't have my phone on. I left my phone charging in the hotel.
Oh, no big deal. So you'll I remember, yeah.
God.
Wall Street Skate Pro. You'll see, because a lot of people are gonna go to you. Yeah, but yeah, Wall Street Skate Pro, yeah, on YouTube. Wall Street Skate Pro. Yeah. Talk about equities and things like that, commodities, markets, and just skate around. Yeah.
But you actually skate too.
Yeah, I skate a little bit here. Yeah.
Bye.
Awesome, man. Hey, nice meeting you, bro.
Good vibes.
Absolutely. Thanks.
I wanted your information because I wanted to know the name of that.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's
when we talk.
Osmo. I think it's called Osmo Action.
Message it as well.
Yeah, Wall Street Skate Pro on YouTube. Yeah, you'll be able to. I know wallstreetskatepro@gmail.com. Yeah. It's called Osmo. Osmo Action. It's like a gimbal. It's called. You can get it off Amazon. It's like $100. All right. Hey, take it easy, man. See. Hey, thank you, pal. That was a nice guy. He wanted to know what the name of the gimbal was. But sorry about that. So somebody was asking me if they wanted to go to NYU. So I will stop and read the comment. But I have a ton of friends at NYU. Mainly, a lot of my friends went to the Stern Business School, and now they work on Wall Street in investment banking, doing mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions. So we are on West Broadway and Canal Street. We're almost down to Wall Street, guys. 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. We just had a couple pit stops and a couple guests on the stream, which is good, which is all right. But I will reread the NYU comment. Hey, the Swan, what's up, the Swan? Says this busy, this area is busy somewhat. Lady Orleans says you're meeting lots of people today. Yeah, Lady Orleans, we're meeting a lot of people today. Hey, Cosmo Scary says I just got the Osmo 4 myself. So everybody, please check out our friend Cosmo. Disney cast member says look up the channel Cash Jordan. I like that. I want to rent an apartment from that guy. He's very good. He's very, very good, Cash Jordan. Zap Allen says he looks like Austin from the Ace Family. What is that? Is that a show? Let's see what we got. Okay, Sequence 59 says, I'm thinking about doing my MA at NYU in about 1 year's time. I just looked out New York and sorted by live on YouTube. Nice, man. Awesome. Well, happy to have you here. NYC Everything says good night, everybody. Gonna head home, take the train home. So NYC Everything, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, so if you're still here, Sequence, I definitely would. What do you wanna do at NYU? The one thing I will say, it's very expensive to go there. So try to keep the cost down as much as possible. I would not recommend taking out a student loan to do it. But yeah, NYU is a really good school. If you have the money to pay for it, I would do it, but if you don't, I wouldn't take out a student loan. That was our topic on the last stream, the student loan crisis in America. So here is the Jenga building right here. Looks beautiful. Hey, Soho guys, says good night, everybody. See you around. Take it easy, Soho. Hey, Lupe's here. What's up, Lupe? Lupe is our pal from Oklahoma. What's up, Lupe? Miss Swan, you're gonna love the way the World Trade Center looks tonight. Check out these streets. This looks like something out of a movie, doesn't it? Hey, DJ's here, is our pal from Chile. What's up, DJ? Yeah, DJ, we have a very sensitive night bot because one night we had a lot of trolls. Sequence 59 says, could you live off $4 grand a month in New York City? Absolutely. If you live with roommates, 100%. Peace Ghost said, could you summarize a little bit about the student loan crisis? Absolutely. So what we were talking about in relation to the student loan crisis is that the government has created this huge problem, and that's why college costs are so high, because the government is in the business of subsidizing all of the student loans. So you're guaranteed to get a loan for whatever amount. So it actually incentivizes colleges to raise prices, not decrease prices. Because if the government is sending a message to all the colleges and all the banks saying, hey, if you go to college, the taxpayer or the government will back every single loan. It's called a subsidy. So that essentially strips all free market capitalism out of the pricing in colleges, and it makes those not competitive. Not competitive. Michelle McGraw, what's up? But yes, you could live off $4 grand in New York City. Sequence 59 says, yeah, I'm studying political science and want to get my MA in poli-sci as well. Well, dude, I hope you complete that, man. You're gonna kill it. If you come to New York, you're gonna make a ton of money and you're gonna do really well. Well, I live in Kuwait. I could get a full ride scholarship from the government here to my MA tuition would be paid for, and I would be getting about $4 grand a month as an allowance. Dude, do it, man. Totally do it. Totally do it. The ABX girl says, yes, $4,000 is possible depending on your bills, such as credit cards, loans, rent, etc. Yeah, I would say you could totally do that, man. You could 100% do that. If it's paid for and the government's gonna pay for it and you have $4,000 in allowance, dude, that's an amazing experience, my friend. You're gonna have a great time. But DJ is out from Chile. These streets look like something out of a movie. It's extremely empty. The architecture is beautiful. So this is one of my favorite things about Soho. Check this out. Look at the fire escapes in your lofts. Unreal. Does anybody else like the architecture here with all the fire escapes? Or is that just me? Michelle McGraw says write up a budget and stick to it. That's great advice, Michelle McGraw. Sam is our pal from Toronto, says if you find a place, even $1K per month, you're rocking. Hey, and Mark Davis is here. Mark Davis says, good evening there, Tom. Hope that all is well with you there this evening. Hello from Toronto. Disney cast member says, yeah, it's the streets in Soho are amazing. It's so picturesque. It's unreal. Chloe Hagan says, do you actually hang out on fire escapes in New York City or just in the movies? So I actually used to live in Harlem. I had a place on 126th Street, I think? No, 127th Street, and I had a fire escape, which I would hang out on all the time. Yeah, so they actually have a lot of parties, and it's very dangerous because a lot of the students will hang out on the fire escapes, and unfortunately, sometimes they fall off. So thank you to all the new viewers. I see a lot of new faces in here tonight. So if you like this sort of content, feel free to subscribe. And if you have any questions about New York City, send me an email, wallstreetskatebro@gmail.com. This is one of my favorite buildings. Check out this building, everybody. It looks unreal. So this is the Jenga building. Hey, and we have Josh D here. It says, hey Tom, what's up, Josh D? Check out this building, the Jenga building. It's unreal. Unbelievable. Could you imagine living in that? That's beautiful. Michelle McGraw says, well, I think one of them was trying to jump from one rooftop to another and fell. I heard about that, Michelle McGraw. That's so tragic. Hey, Lou72 says, evening. What's up, Lou72? Josh D says, big fan of the building. I'm a huge fan of this building. Lupe, our pal from Oklahoma, says, I want to live in Soho. Mr. Nobody says, I'm thinking about moving to New York City in about 4 years and maybe attend college in New York. Mr. Nobody, I would totally do that. Disney cast member says, sounds like spring break in Florida. Michelle McGraw says, 2 kids were recently killed on the fire escapes. I heard about that. It's really terrible. I think that happened in the East Village. Sequence 59 says, colleges basically use them to flex their low admissions rates. DJ says Soho is really nice. I would like to go there. Sequence 59 says, I don't know. I'm still kind of annoyed. A lot of graduate schools require the GRE exam which has nothing to do with a lot of the fields. Interesting. Hey, Gerald Lee says, I remember seeing old movies from the 40s and 50s where people would sleep out on the fire escapes at night because New York City's summer heat. I remember seeing that too. I think I watched some documentaries of that in college. Is owning a car in New York feasible? I wouldn't recommend it. The way I get around New York is on a skateboard. So I would not recommend having a car in New York. You definitely don't need it. If you're going to NYU, you don't need a car in New York, man. Just take the subway, ride a scooter, use a city bike, take public transportation. But if they're going to pay for you to do that, definitely go. Definitely check it out. Check this out. The clouds are so thick, you can't even see the World Trade Center. The World Trade Center is supposed to be right here, but you can't even see it. That's how crazy thick the clouds are. The Magic Walker says many people in New York City don't even have a license. That is true. Michelle McGraw says absolutely, the penthouse at Central Park Tower waiting on me. Yeah, Michelle, I saw that. That's crazy. Like, the sky deck is unbelievable. The views from that is nuts. Sam, I know. It's just sad because, you know, I get it. Everybody's out trying to have a good time and they do stupid things like jump from building to building. The Swan says, I see apartments for rent in a very rundown part of New York City and they were costing $46,000 a month. Maybe for like an office space. I don't know about a single apartment. Disney cast member says, Tom, ever been to Providence, Rhode Island? The architecture there is amazing. I have not been to Providence, Rhode Island. Mr. Nobody says it would make a good cameo in Ghostbusters. So Mark Davis is our pal from Toronto, Canada. And he's in the medical marijuana space. Chloe Hagan says, I actually really like the Jenga building. Not sure how others feel. I love it. I think the architecture is beautiful. All right, so I will, I'll catch up on the comments later. But we have to make our way down to Wall Street or we'll never get there. I try to stay on the sidewalks as much as I can. This looks like a pretty good Chinese restaurant. You know what I think is so cool? Watching the construction workers at night. I don't know why, but I love it. DJ, ¿a dónde vas? We are going to Wall Street. Wow, check out this restaurant, outdoor dining. It looks beautiful. Beautiful. Soho guys says, Tom, can you check out the reflection pool? Yes, we will. But I don't want to skateboard around. So I don't skateboard around the World Trade Center. We're gonna walk it. We gotta be respectful. So I really don't like riding the skateboard around ground zero of the World Trade Center. So we'll just take a walk around if anybody wants to see that. Cosmo Scary says some outdoor dining setups are works of art. I know, Cosmo. Especially on the Upper West Side. Cosmo, there's amazing spots on the Upper West Side. Really, really unique spots. Speaking of chipsets, there's a Tesla. Inside every Tesla, there's over 1,500 semiconductors. Buildings look amazing. So I used to work down on Wall Street for about 3 years. I used to take the 2 train from Penn Station every day to Wall Street. Everyone, should we take a quick walk around the World Trade Center or should we go right to Wall Street? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat if you want me to take a little walk around the reflection pool at 9/11. We will. If not, we'll do it another day. Mr. Nobody says okay. Mr. Nobody says okay. Night, everyone. I'm gonna leave. Keep up the great streams. Thank you, Mr. Nobody. Always a pleasure having you here. The Magic Walker says, you ever drink decaf coffee at night? I do, all the time. All the time. Tom, that's your tax money working for you, says Sam. Sam, absolutely. Absolutely. Lou72 says hard hats. Trade Center, yes please. Hey, Out and About. What's up, Out and About? Patrick, New York says, yeah, let's do it. Okay. So we're not going to skateboard. We will just take a quick walk around the reflection pool. So check out One World Trade Center. It's so high up, it's actually in the clouds. You can't even see it. So let's cross the street and let's take a little walk around the reflection pool. And this is as far as we'll go on the skateboard, everybody. Andrew says, cool. What's up, Andrew? Patrick, New York says, foggy night. Yeah, it's really nice. Buffering a little bit, okay. What about now? So if you get a chance, you have to check out this YouTube video here at Zuccotti Park during the Occupy Wall Street days. And this is where Peter Schiff actually came down and was debating the Occupy Wall Street protesters. So if anybody wants to check that out, Peter Schiff, Occupy Wall Street. So I'll take you past the FDNY Firehouse, which has an unbelievable, really, really beautiful monument for all of the firefighters who lost their lives on 9/11. So we'll take a walk. We won't skateboard out of respect. But they made a really nice monument and a tribute to all of the first responders. The Swan says, look at those fabulous buildings. Swan, what about this view right here? What do you think? So this is the FDNY Firehouse. And you can see all of the names of the New York City firemen that died on 9/11. Really, really sad. So these are all the members of the FDNY that unfortunately lost their lives on September 11th. It's almost been 20 years. It's going to be 20 years. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I mean, as a New Yorker myself, I appreciate all these guys for all they do to the city. I mean, for all they've done. I mean, these guys are New York's bravest, as they call them. New York's bravest. William Creech says, I was 18 years old on 9/11. I think I was 5 years old in 9/11. Patrick New York says, all heroes. I agree, Patrick. All of them, yeah. We lost too many good New Yorkers that day. Too many good New Yorkers. So it says 343, the city's bravest, in memory of those who fell and to those who carry on across all cities and towers and towns across all generations. To our fallen friends and partners, volunteer firefighter. This is a big respect to the FDNY and the NYPD as well. Really to all of the first responders here. Lady Orleans says this year will be the 20th anniversary. Can you believe that, Lady Orleans? It's been 20 years, isn't that crazy? It's been 20 years, nuts. Johnny C says they gave the ultimate sacrifice for others. I know, that's nuts. I mean, there's something really special about the ability to put yourself before others. I mean, you know, to put others before yourself is really unbelievable. These guys are some of the best people to ever walk the face of the earth, and we unfortunately had to lose them. I think the FDNY and the NYPD are the biggest assets to our great city in New York. Oftentimes underappreciated, but they are definitely the biggest assets. The Swan says, I was 50 feet up painting. Hey, Felix is here. What's up, Felix? We are here at the 9/11 Memorial, just taking a look around. The Disney cast member says that's a beautiful tribute. It is. Chloe Hagan says, I was also 5 on 9/11. I didn't understand what was happening at the time. Hey, what's up, Fernando? We are at the 9/11 Memorial, just paying our respects to all of the first responders that unfortunately lost their lives that day. Andrew Calhoun says, as an Aussie, it's a bit distant, but feel your pain. That day changed the world. Absolutely it did. Michelle McGraw says, my dad was a firefighter. He came after to help with the rescue and recovery. He struggled for the rest of his life from it. Breaks my heart. Well, Michelle McGraw, thank you so much for that. My uncle also helped in the cleanup. He was in Local 14, and now he has a lot of 9/11 related illnesses, so he's struggling with that. Yeah, Sam says you were watching the news, you thought it was a movie. It's really crazy. Allie says heroes. Yeah, Disney cast member, lots from Long Island too. A lot of people from Long Island. Felix says it's going to be 20 years since that tragedy. Crazy, right? Michelle McGraw says my dad did too, Tom. Yeah, everybody developed 9/11 related illnesses. So my uncle actually was in Local 14 and he was aiding in the cleanup of 9/11. And he would work 24/7, 365, and he slept in his crane. He actually didn't go home. A lot of the construction workers and the first responders would sleep on the job site to try to pull out anybody they could. But unfortunately now my uncle has 9/11 related illnesses. So appreciate the FDNY, unbelievable amount. Really great group of guys, men and women, by the way, men and women. So it looks like the reflection pool is closed off, so we will not be going there. And this is Ladder Company 10, Engine Company 10. Disney cast member says, I worked at the American Express. Wow. So that was cool, we got to see that, but now we will make... Yeah, Jonathan C says the reflection pool closes at 5 p.m. today. So maybe another day on the stream we'll go down there. Yeah, Michelle McGraw, tell your dad I said thank you for sure. The Swan says 9/11 wasn't an attack on Americans, it was an attack on the free world. People from all over the world died that day. Absolutely, the Swan, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, the Swan. But I mean, thank God we have the best police force in the world and the best fire department in the world. You can't get a better police force than the New York City Police Department. It's impossible. And you can't get a better fire department than the FDNY. So at least, you know, we had the best police force and the best fire department in the world in the city of New York on that day. Now we'll head down to Wall Street. I always really like this building for some reason. Check this building out. Josh says, I have zero nice things to say about the terrorists, so I'll refrain. I understand, Josh. I understand, man. Michelle says, be right back. Bob calling. Hey, what's up, Boogie Bob? What's up, man? Hey, the Swan, what do you think about this building? Give me, what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10, the Swan? What do you think? Zap Balance says, I don't think people think NYPD is bad. You always have bad cops, but I respect the police. I do too. Hey, Peace Ghost is here. It says, even from Alexandria, we felt the blast from the Pentagon. I can't imagine what you guys felt in New York. I know, it's nuts. Out and About says, I remember being in Toronto's financial district, doing a seminar, and they had the TVs on the workers that kept coming in, announcing the planes crashed in the World Trade Center. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Hey, Lupe, what's up? Johnny C says the NYPD and the FDNY, absolutely. Yeah, I remember I was in school, but I was way too young. But they were wheeling in the televisions to sort of tell everybody what was going on. But I remember my mom picked me up from school like immediately. But anyway, I guess we'll move on to cheerier things. We'll go to Wall Street. But it's always, I don't really like going down there, but it's always good to, you know, just take a little visit, pay your respects. Josh D says, I love my country so much. It's the greatest place on planet Earth. I agree. I agree, Josh. So I'm not sure if anybody else heard about this story, but sort of piggybacking off of what Josh just said about America being the greatest country on earth, there was a kid, unfortunately, he was a 24-year-old kid from Bangladesh, and he came to America from Bangladesh. He had to sneak in all the way through Mexico, all the way through South America, because he wanted to work in New York City in the United States. And then he just got hit by a car in Queens and he died. So tragic. So they did an interview with him and some of his friends from India, and they said people are trying to get into the United States. They want to come here so bad for a better life. They just want to get in so bad, and then this happens to the kid. Terrible. See, that's why I think we should have a better immigration system. We should let more people, if people want to come here, we should allow them to come here and build businesses and work. Because that's what makes America great. It's productivity, it's innovation, it's entrepreneurship. We need to let these people in. We have to stop giving them a hard time to get here. So here we are, 1 Wall Street. But yeah, he was delivering food for, I think, Uber Eats or something like that. And a car, he got hit by a car. And I think it was a hit and run too. I don't think the car stopped. And he just kept going, which is nuts. So here we are, everybody, at the New York Stock Exchange. One of my favorite places on planet Earth. New York Stock Exchange. So the New York Stock Exchange mainly is just like a TV studio now, because the majority of the trading that's done on Wall Street is all done electronically. But we are right here at the New York Stock Exchange. Out and About says the seminar was canceled and we all left early. Sam, I will do, Sam. I will do that. Chloe Hagen says, gotta go, but thanks for taking us along with you tonight. No problem, Chloe. No problem. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you to all of the new viewers. We have a lot of new people, so thank you for being here, everybody. Josh D says, man, that's awful. He was so close. I agree. We have to do better at letting dreamers in, but the terrorists to exploit it. Yeah, I agree. I think we need to do a lot better job with the H-1B visa. We need to let a lot more people come to the United States on the H-1B visa. Because these are unbelievably smart people from all over the world that just want to come to the United States to innovate and create and get jobs, and we need to let them in. Because in terms of economics, that's one of the reasons why America will always remain the world's superpower. Is because we send a message to the world where we say, look, if you want to come here, we don't care what religion you are, we don't care what your sexual orientation is, we don't care what race you are, nothing. If you want to come here and you want to produce and you want to work hard, you will get rich here and you will have opportunity. And just as long as we continue to say that to everybody all over the world, the United States will be a vacuum for talent. So just as long as America sends that message to the world that, look, no matter where you are from all over the world, doesn't matter your background, nothing. If you want to come here, if you want to work, if you want to produce, we will allow you to get wealthy here. Wow, the stock exchange looks beautiful tonight. Zap balances, oh, but Tom, some people do, that's why the fight continues. For sure. Ibrahim says letting in immigrants can make a country successful. Yeah, that's what's made the United States successful. I really wanted to go up on these stairs, but I'm unable to because they blocked it off. So this is the George Washington is right here, right here. So this is where I worked for many years, guys. I used to take the 2 train down to Wall Street, and I worked here for many, many years. My office was right next to the Deutsche Bank. And it was some of the best times I've ever had in New York City. Sam says immigrants built US and Canada. Absolutely. And the Canadians are actually doing a much better job right now at letting very, very smart people into the country. So actually a lot of my friends that are from South Korea, so a lot of my South Korean friends, it's actually easier to go to Canada. It's actually easier to go to Canada. Wow, the stock exchange looks absolutely beautiful tonight. Yeah, Kenneth, you do have a point, and I think that's why you see a lot of countries all over the world that are adopting free market capitalism, that are doing extremely, extremely well. So you think about countries like Singapore and South Korea that have adopted free market capitalism and free markets. They're doing extremely, extremely well. DJ says, do you know Korean, Tom? 안녕하세요, DJ. Jonan, Tom, EAO. 어디에서 왔어요? Jonan Meguk Salam, EAO. 이름이 뭐예요? That's really all I know, DJ. Hey, Sally, what's going on? Michelle McGraw says, did they always have the steps blocked off? Not always. We were up here the other night, but tonight they're all blocked off. But for anybody who's just joining, the topic of tonight was actually talking about semiconductors and the global semiconductor chip shortage. So we were talking about electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, because semiconductors and these chips are in all of the new technologies that are going to be driving innovation over the next couple of years. So if you think about the 5G revolution, if you think about IoT, the Internet of Things, connected devices, they all require these semiconductors and very high, low latency, high throughput applications. So it looks like they're building some sort of movie set here. Yeah, Sally says nothing much. It looks like a movie set. Right here at the stock exchange. DJ says that's awesome, Tom. Thank you, DJ. Lady Orleans says looks cool. So this is the Fearless Girl statue. I always like looking at the Fearless Girl statue. DJ says you know Spanish and Korean. That's awesome. I know a little bit of Spanish and I know a little bit of Korean. Michelle McGraw says I like the statue of the little girl. I do too. I like the Fearless Girl. So the Fearless Girl statue was actually located right in front of the Wall Street Bowl on Broadway, but they moved it because too many tourists were crowding the streets. So they moved this directly in front of the New York Stock Exchange. Sam says, do you know Italian, Tom? I only know bad words in Italian, Sam, so we won't say that on the stream. Whoa, everybody check this out. This is so cool. Check this out. New York Stock Exchange Summer Series. Lupe says, tell us some bad words, Tom. No, I can't. We're about to get shadow banned on YouTube. See, if they offered me a job as a floor trader on the New York Stock Exchange, I'd probably take it, but it's an obsolete job now. It's just like, it's not like real anymore. I wish I was born in like the 50s so I could have worked. Oh, this is the IPO I was talking about, guys, on the stream, Figs. This is it. I told you guys about this, Figs. Remember on the channel we had this? Remember on the channel we did a whole entire topic on the company Figs. It's a new IPO, and these are the two CEOs. We had an entire segment about that on the channel. That's so cool. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that, but so Kenneth, you do have a point, but I like the good thing about the US is we suck talent from all over the world. So if the United States wants to continue to be a world superpower, we need the world's innovative and smartest minds from all countries to come to the United States to work on projects and things like that. And I think that's why this US stock market has outperformed emerging markets, due to the fact that you have people from all over the world that are extremely smart that are coming to the United States to build new technologies, develop emerging technologies here. I would rather much have them do that here in the United States as opposed to go to some other country and do it, and then now we are at a disadvantage. But Kenneth, that's a good question. I mean, there's not one right answer, and you make some very good points. You make some very good points, Kenneth. Hey, Rose Mancini says, hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? Rosie, ¿cómo estás? Dan Russell says the creator from Nassau was from Patch Talent from Germany. So this is a good steakhouse, Bobby Van's. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Bobby Van's Steakhouse, but it's very good. Dan Russell says, yeah, I remember Figs. Zap Allen says, you remember? Nice. Yeah, so that's bien y tú, muy bien. Muy bien, Rosy. Muy bien. Rosy, ¿de dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Rosy, ¿cuándo es tu cumpleaños? See, that's another reason why I love the stock market. So if anybody wants to go back and look at the other stream about figs, that is like the classic American success story. The two CEOs of the company founded figs out of the back of their car. They literally started the company from the back of their car. And now they are CEOs of a publicly traded company. If that's not like inspirational, I have no idea what is. That's unreal. Endless opportunities here on Wall Street. Rosie says, "De chili." Nice. Ibrahim says, "Never mind, I could say." Always like having you here, Ibrahim. Lupe says, "As a Native American whose land was stolen, I welcome immigrants." Nice. All right, let's not get too political, but I do understand everybody. Everybody has a fantastic points here. Michelle McGraw says, "Yes, he is okay, but I guess Lil Uzi got bombarded by people." Who's that? Lil Uzi. Oh, is that a rapper? Sam says fig stock. Yeah, so we were talking about figs, not really to like buy it right now, because Sam, on the topic that we were covering on the stream, one of my good friends, Kathy Donnelly, she wrote a book with Eve Bobach, and Eve Bobach worked at the Federal Reserve for 20 years. And now Eve Bobach is a portfolio manager at Ropel Capital Management. And Ropel Capital Management manages about $150 million in capital. And they ran a study on all IPOs, on initial public offerings. And it says that every single IPO, about 99% of IPOs, will undercut their first day IPO price within 365 days of becoming public. So if you buy the IPO on the first day that it becomes a publicly traded company, it's just going to be way too volatile. You need to let a couple earnings reports roll through so institutional investors can assign analysts to the stock. They can track its growth trajectory and things like that. But very good question. Hey, Streetwalker's here. What's up, Streetwalker? What's going on, my friend? Yeah, we'll just ignore them. No big deal. But Streetwalker, welcome to the stream. We are here at the New York Stock Exchange. Streetwalker says, "I like your voice and your style." Well, I appreciate that, Streetwalker. Thank you so much for joining the channel and joining the stream. Pleasure to have you here. So now does everybody understand why I have to keep the Nightbot very strict? Hey, Kenneth says, "Know this guy called Tree Talker. Took too many shrooms one time." Streetwalker says, "It's a pleasure to be here." Wow, check out the New York Stock Exchange. It looks beautiful tonight. Unreal. Zap Balance is glad you added the feature, Tom. Yeah, and I made it like extremely tight. I programmed it to be like the strictest it can be, so I think we should be good. But if they show up, just ignore them and they'll go away. But for the people that are here, I do appreciate everybody that's been joining the streams, that's been supporting the channel. We have a ton of new people, so thank you all for subscribing. Wall Street is one of my favorite places. No, Lupe, I know. I think just in general, like me, just in general, because I think once I get starting to talk about like immigration and things like that. But Lupe, I totally agree. You were not being political, Lupe. Out and About says, you can block the trolls from your channel. Yes, we can with the Nightbot. God bless the Nightbot. Well, check it out. Check out how beautiful this block looks. Patrick, New York says, how would you diversify your money percentage-wise between stocks, investments, and cash? That's a very good question, Patrick, New York. For me personally, since I'm 26 years old, I have a very large portion of my net worth in equities. So for me, my breakdown is about, I'm 80% US equities. I'm 10% like emerging markets. So as you would call them, emerging markets. And the rest, 10% I have exposure to Bitcoin. So 10% of my net worth is in Bitcoin. So I think as you get older, you can increase your exposure to bonds. But in my opinion, over time, I think I would just increase the exposure to stocks that have extremely good earnings. Extremely good earnings. So Patrick, New York, we were talking about a mutual fund called ClearBridge. And I'm not sure if you were on the stream yesterday, but it really goes into your question, because ClearBridge is a mutual fund that's run by Margaret Vetrano, and she is an unbelievably so smart lady. This lady is so smart, and she details how to break down a growth stock portfolio by decreasing volatility. So her strategy is she breaks the portfolio down into 3 specific segments. One is your traditional high growth stocks, so like Nvidia and all that, so that's going to be more volatile. The second segment would be a steady grower, so you think about Home Depot. It's not like a huge exploding company, but it has very steady earnings and revenue growth. And then the third would be cyclicals. And cyclicals is not in the traditional sense that you would think. What Margaret says is when she looks for cyclicals, she looks for good, solid, fundamental companies that have unfortunately gone through a bad time. So for example, Chipotle. Chipotle is a great company, but about 2 or 3 years ago, the stock dropped almost 50% overnight. The stock dropped almost 50% overnight because they had a foodborne illness issue at the company. So that was an opportunity for good institutional investors to say, okay, this company's probably going to bounce back from that. So we're going to buy shares when the valuations are extremely cheap, because short-term traders are scared out of the stock. So Patrick, New York, I'm actually going to drop that in the chat. Please read the article. Exclamation point ClearBridge, ClearBridge. Check that out. Check that out, Patrick, and that's going to help you out a lot. I'm not saying buy the mutual fund. What I'm saying is listen to the interview from Investors Business Daily on that specific mutual fund. Read the article, and that's going to give you a really good sort of synopsis on how you should break down your portfolio allocation as you move closer to retirement. So great question, Patrick. Thank you for that. Hey, Letty Munoz is here. Saludos de Chile. Welcome. Hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Zap balances. I remember that time. I stopped eating that food for a while. Yeah. So a lot of people will get scared, but the thing is, you know, every single company is going to make a mistake. Every single company is going to go through some sort of hardship, right? For example, In my specific case, one thing I took advantage of is, I'm not sure if you guys remember when Target had a big credit card breach and a lot of the credit cards from all of their customers got exposed. The stock was down about 15% overnight, and I took that opportunity to buy Target for a long-term hold, because people are still going to go to Target, right? People are still going to shop at Target. You know, they're going to fix it. They have a great management team. They're going to spend a lot of money on cybersecurity, and the company's doing better than ever. And that's how you make money, is you buy good fundamental businesses with earnings and sales, and you hold them for the long, long, long term. All right, everybody, walk down memory lane. We are here at Deutsche Bank, 60 Wall Street. Dan Russell is our good friend of the channel, says, I love Chipotle, so good. Hey, Frankie Rivera's here again. Frankie, what's up, man? Frankie says, right by my job. No way, Frankie. Get out of here, man. Dude, I worked right next to the Deutsche Bank for so many years, man. I used to take the 2 train from Penn Station, and I used to walk here to my office every single day, right next to the Deutsche Bank here on Wall Street. This is such a throwback. Streetwalkers is amazing. I was here last week walking. Pan up to see the building. Sure. Yo, Reels, what's up, man? Frankie Rivera says 55 Water Street is where I work. Frankie, so I used to work at 82 Wall Street, and I also had an office at 77 Water Street. So I was right next to you. That's crazy. So that's the Deutsche Bank. For many years I was here. The Magic Walker says, I like Target here, then they closed. Hey, Forever Spring is here, says, love your videos. Hello from Australia. Well, thank you so much for watching. Everybody that's new, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're enjoying the content. I try to make it as creative and entertaining and educational as possible. And I appreciate the conversations that we all have on the channel. So thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out. Yeah, but Frankie Rivera, my office was 82 Wall Street, and then I had an additional office right here at 77 Water Street. 77 Water Street. Ibrahim says, I saw trash on the sidewalk. Frankie Rivera said, nice, I also worked at 2 Broadway. Nice. Joe Hernandez says, also a good portion should be put away for investments in stocks are considered tax shelters. Yes, we were talking about that. So Joe Hernandez is spot on with that. Spot on, Joe Hernandez. Charlie, hola, hola. So Forever Spring is from Sydney, Australia. Thank you for joining the channel.
Yes.
Gerald Lee says, I remember a video in Chipotle somewhere where rats dropped out of the ceiling. Yikes. Out and About says, Wall Street Skate Bro, have you ever played Monopoly? I've always lost all the money. Every time I play Monopoly, I always do very well. Disney cast member says, well, gotta mail out some Etsy sales. You guys have a great night. Check out Alex Cool Eye Art on Etsy. Yeah, definitely. So everybody, check out Disney cast members' Etsy store. Yes, that's definitely okay. So Disney cast member, everybody check out Disney cast members' Etsy store if you guys like Etsy. That is a great stock. I actually used to own that stock. Did very well with that investment. Did very, very well with that investment. The name of the game with Monopoly is to land and expand and dominate. So this is 95 Wall Street, which they actually converted into luxury apartments. I would never, ever, ever rent an apartment here. The Magic Walker says, Sam, I know, but I liked it here. I bought some things. Yeah, I like Target. I think Target's a good store. So we are here at Water Street and Wall Street. Yeah, that was kind of cool. We got to see NYC Everything. NYC Everything made a guest appearance on the stream. And this is the Andaz Hotel. The Andaz Hotel. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. Loose 72 says, that's right, dominate. Ibrahim says, Tom, do you choose to live in Manhattan intentionally? Yes, I do. So right when the coronavirus pandemic shut down the entire city, the rents dropped dramatically in New York City. So I'm like, this is the time, if you have enough money to buy something in New York, you should definitely buy something. Or B, if you want to live in a really nice place, this is the time to move to New York City to get a really good deal. Reels is our pal. Everybody go check out Reels. He says, missed skateboarding, to be honest, this is dope. Letty Munoz is our pal from Chile. No, it is not raining, Letty. Dan Russell says, why wouldn't you rent an apartment downtown? So Dan, that's a great question. So let's talk about that. I worked here for many years. In the summer, it's beautiful. Like right now, it's beautiful. However, Dan Russell, if you live down here in the winter, dude, it is like so freaking windy. It is cold. It's like brutal, man. Anybody who's worked on Wall Street, like the physical street or Water Street, knows what I'm talking about. So maybe Frankie Rivera can back me up on this. If you work on Water Street in the winter, it is so windy and freezing down here. So I don't think I would ever want to live here. So speaking of my old office, here it is, guys. This is my old office, 77 Water Street. And the next building is I think it's is it the Emblem Health Building? Or S&P Global, I think, was next to us. Frankie Rivera says that area is also dead at night, and yes, it's freezing. Yeah, Frankie, dude, crazy. Streetwalker says, okay, I will be leaving. I will subscribe to your channel. Nice to be here. Well, thank you, Streetwalker. That's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining, and it's nice to see you, so thank you for being here. We really, really appreciate it. DJ says, I have to go. Buenas noches, Tom. Goodbye. DJ is our pal from Chile, so thank you so much, DJ. I appreciate it. I'll see you later, my friend. Hey, is NYC Cherry Groove here? Yes, he is. The man, the myth, the legend, NYC Cherry Groove. Says, hey, Tom, when are you headed to Florida? So NYC Cherry Groove, I may be headed to Florida sometime next month for a short while, because I may go to Las Vegas for like 3 or 4 days, and then I may go to Miami. But I'm looking at some apartments in Miami that I may want to sublet for the winter, but I'm not sure. So, but if I were to go there, I would live in Surfside, which is unfortunately where the building collapsed. DJ says, "A dormir." Yes. Hey, Ken J is here. What's up, Ken J? Nice looking red car. Ken J, good to have you here, my friend. We are skating around Wall Street tonight. Rose says, ciao, amigo. Buenos noches, Letty. Let's see if I missed any other comments. Hey, Susan. What's up, Susan? Or Susanna? What's up, Susanna? Joe Hernandez is my cousin, lived in that building. Are you talking about 95 Wall Street? 95 Wall Street's a really, really nice building. But I don't know if I could ever live down here. Andrew Calhoun is our moderator from Australia. Says, Wall Street Skate Pro and everybody have to go. See you on the next stream. Well, thank you for being here, Andrew. Thank you for being a great moderator. I appreciate it. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, NYC Cherry Groove. Always a pleasure having NYC Cherry Groove on the stream. So NYC Cherry Groove, we were talking about semiconductors tonight, which was an extremely, extremely good conversation. We were talking about the global semiconductor shortage and why there is a shortage. And we were talking about all the different products and services that go into semiconductors, or that semiconductors go into. So electric vehicles we were talking about, cellular phones, the 5G rollout, routers. Ooh, look at these skateboarders. Nice, check them out. Hey, 3D Planet is here. What's up, 3D Planet? Ken J, so what is the best place to live in New York? I guess it just depends on what you're looking for, Ken J, but I would say the Upper West Side of Manhattan is one of my favorites. I like it in the 80s because there's a lot of good restaurants up there, and you could live in the beautiful brownstone buildings. So let's just say 83rd Street, 82nd Street, 75th Street, Amsterdam and Columbus. All of those areas are very nice, that I like particularly well. Sue Lane says, I agree. Yeah, Frankie Rivera says Upper West Side all day. Yeah, so we have a lot of people in the stream that agree. Upper West Side is beautiful. Tons of amazing restaurants. The Museum of Natural History. Great coffee shops. The best coffee shop in New York City is called Black Press Coffee, and it's on 72nd Street and Columbus Avenue, and it's unreal. You gotta go check it out. So if you do !coffee in the chat, the Nightbot will drop a link to some of my favorite coffee shops in New York. Patrick New York says, yeah, West Side. Ken J says, nice. Michael DaCosta with the time check, 11:10, and says 60 watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hey, Frankie Rivera is born and raised on the Upper West Side. Nice, Frankie. So, Frankie, where did you live? In the 80s or in the 70s? Oh, my God, everybody. Holy hell. Jeez. We just ran over a rat. Oh, that's the second rat we ran over on the stream. Hey, the Finisher's here. What's up, the Finisher? This is Dunkin' and Starbucks for me. Jeez, that felt gross. Oh my God, sorry about that. Don't mean to freak out on the stream, but it's just like, jeez. Sorry out and about it. Damn, that's the second rat, dude. What the hell? Rats, they love my skateboard. They love it. Ibrahim says, you got lucky, Tom, to buy in Manhattan. Once I start making money in New York, I'll probably become expensive again. So I didn't buy. I did not buy. I rented. I didn't have enough money to buy. If I did, I would have. Frankie Rivera said 90s, but went to high school in the 60s and middle school in the 70s. Nice, Frankie. Zap Balance says, is he dead? Yeah. The Finisher says, you're just going to leave it there to suffer. So the Finisher, I'm not sure if I ran it over or it was there, but I felt it under the skateboard. That's why I got off. But I'm not sure, like, I don't know, there's nothing I could do. I apologize, but there's nothing I could do. So this is a WeWork. So WeWork is actually owned, well, was partially owned by a Japanese conglomerate called SoftBank, which was great. Dan Russell says, hey Tom, all the buildings have stores on the first floor, but do people live on the upper floors? Yes, many of them do, yes. Ken J says, do touch it. Nah, we're not gonna touch it. Wash the boards is Marco P. Hey, Marco P's here. What's up, Marco P? No way, we got Solo 401 in the house. Solo 401 is our pal from Rhode Island. What's up, Solo 401? So I apologize for that. Wow, it's beautiful here, everybody. So I'll take you on a walk down Stone Street. Stone Street is very, very beautiful. Could you imagine living in this apartment? Sue Lane says, where are you right now? So we are near Wall Street on Stone Street. Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Take care.
Hey, have a good night.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Michael DeCostas is not worth it. Solo 401s has been watching on the TV. Nice. Well, thank you for watching Solo 401. But Sue Lane, we are at Stone Street. And this is Justino's Pizza. I actually used to go there a lot. Frankie Rivera says, the show Impractical Jokers has their production office right behind you. They film in that area a lot. Wow, Frankie, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so this is near like Hanover Square, Stone Street. I think I saw a comment from NYC Cherry Groove says, Tom, have you checked out Sensuous Bean yet? So no, I haven't, but I've actually walked past it, NYC Cherry Groove. I've walked past it, but I have not seen it just yet. Well, I've not been to it just yet. So if anybody is interested in listening to an unbelievable interview that we've talked about many times on the channel by Stanley Druckenmiller, if you do !Druck, D-R-U-C-K, it'll show you the interview. A very, very strong recommendation there. So Stanley Druckenmiller is arguably one of the best investors of all time. And so if you're interested in learning about the Federal Reserve and how they artificially keep interest rates suppressed, definitely check out that interview with Stanley Druckenmiller. And this is one of the best steakhouses in New York City called Delmonico's. Extremely, extremely good. Ibrahim's is downtown and midtown are very bright. NYC Cherry Group, how you doing, man? How was your Tuesday? And that's one of the best bagel shops, Leo's Bagels. Ken J says, what is your best place for pizza? So I would go to DeFara in Brooklyn. And this is my old office. Well, my old office. Right here at 77 Water Street. NYC Cherry Group says they coined the Delmonico cut of meat. Yes. But my favorite place for pizza is actually in Brooklyn. And it is called DeFara Pizza. So D-I-F-A-R-A Pizza. Extremely good. NYC Cherry Group. Have you been to DeFara Pizza? And also NYC Cherry Group. Since you've lived on the Upper West Side, have you ever been to Made in New York Pizza? Made in New York Pizza on the Upper West Side is amazing. Really, really good. Yeah, Frankie Rivera, there we go. Made in New York Pizza is very good. So Frankie, aren't they getting sued? Aren't they getting sued by Prince Street Pizza for supposedly stealing their recipe to the spicy pepperoni slice? Maiden Lane. Frankie says, yeah, they have a feud. Prince Street I like more though. Yeah, if you're gonna get a spicy pepperoni slice, I like Prince Street Pizza a lot more. Gilbane, so this was actually one of my customers, Gilbane. This is a big construction company. They were one of my customers back in the day. Lou72 says, NYC Cherry Group, how is your live streaming coming along? Yeah, Frankie says DeFara is the best. It is the best. Frankie Rivera says, yeah, they have a feud with Prince Street Pizza. All right, everyone, so we'll head back uptown. NYC Cherry Group is what makes it the best pizza. Their sauce isn't like too acidic. There's some pizza spots I go to where the sauce is like, it's like you're eating a vat of acid. It's not good. So I like the sauce, it's very light. Hey, photos from around New York. Yes, we are still live. We are on Wall Street and we're gonna head back up. Lou72 said, many moons ago I had a job making pizzas, really enjoyed it. Lou72, that's crazy you say that. because I used to work at a pizza shop called Nick's Pizza, and I was a delivery driver, and I also made wings. I would make chicken wings. That was when I was 16 years old. And I remember I used to make like $100 a night in tips. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so rich. I can't believe I'm making $100 in tips a night. I was so happy, I was so happy. So here we go, my old office is all closed down and depressing. I used to walk on the sidewalk every day. Out and about, just like a vat of acid, I know. Photos from around New York says, may I suggest Bet's Pizza in Williamsburg? Great thin slice, one of the best in the city. Absolutely. Photos from around New York. Fire away, fire away. So if anybody has a good pizza spot that they think the group should go to, please put it in the chat, please. Wall Street. The 2 and the 3 train. Sal and Carmine's on the Upper West Side, also a great spot. Okay. Pine Street. I used to go to this Dunkin' Donuts all the time too. Check out this view, amazing. So if anybody who's joining, if you guys like this sort of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like the video. So I've actually been to church here many times, Our Lady of Victoria Church. Hey, Karen Alcaraz says, in Buenos Aires, we eat a lot of pizza. We usually cook it at home. Doesn't happen that way in New York, right? You just buy it. Yeah, so we usually just go to the pizza shop and get the pizza at different like pizza parlors, restaurants. Ken J says, how long have you been skateboarding? We've been skateboarding for about 2.5 hours. It doesn't seem like it because we've been talking pretty much the entire time about semiconductors. So every single night on the channel, we have a different topic. And tonight's topic was semiconductors and the global semiconductor supply shortage. Due to the pandemic and due to the increased demand of consumer electronics, as well as electric vehicles. Oh, Ken Jace is in my life. Probably about maybe 9 or 10 years. So we're gonna take a little break here, everybody. I'm just gonna take it easy for a minute. Patrick, New York says, what's tomorrow's topic? Patrick, New York says, what's tomorrow's topic? Patrick, we're just gonna have to find out tomorrow. We will have to find out. But I'll give you a hint. Patrick, I'll give you a hint. We are near the most evil building in the entire world. The Federal Reserve. Evil, evil, evil Federal Reserve. Gerald Lee says, Tom, what are your top three bagel spots in New York City? Easy, Gerald Lee, easy. All right, number one. All right, I'll start with number one. Number one is Leo's Bagels. So if you're ever in Hanover Square, you have to visit Leo's Bagels. Unreal. Number two, Tompkins Square Bagels. Unreal. Number three, you know what? This may be controversial, but I really like Pick-a-Bagel. I really, really like Pick-a-Bagel on 55th Street. Ken J says, so many nice buildings in New York. Thank you, Ken. Lou72 says, does the devil live in that evil building? Yes, they do. Evil Jerome Powell. The Federal Reserve is responsible for corrupting and robbing Americans of their hard-earned savings by extreme money printing. So anyway, so a fun fact here. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the movie Money Monster with George Clooney. George Clooney actually was filming Money Monster right here. So George Clooney was standing right here. They were filming it right on this ledge here. So if anybody Googles the building Money Monster, you'll see right where I'm standing right now. Sam says, you said evil, I thought of Yankee Stadium. Come on, Sam. That's funny, man. Zap Balance says, LOI, I thought you were gonna say Trump Tower. Ha! Oh, the Feds, says Patrick, New York. Says Patrick, New York. NYC Cherry Groove says the House of Danny's is also Jerry Springer's favorite and mine. Wow, I'm gonna have to check that out. Sue Lane, thank you for watching, so beautiful. Michael DeCosta says, how did you make the channel name Wall Street Skate Bro? I like skateboarding and I love to talk about finance. So I thought I'd name the channel Wall Street Skate Bro. Sue Lane says, good night all. Good night, Sue. Appreciate you joining. So thank you to all of the viewers. I appreciate everybody that's been joining, all of the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching the show and being a part of the streams every single night where we skateboard around New York City and talk about interesting topics. So thank you everybody for being here. I really do appreciate it. But NYC Cherry Groove, what is your favorite bagel place? Frankie Rivera says Sal and Carmine's on the Upper West Side is also a great neighborhood spot. Carmine's is all right, but I like Becco's. Frankie Rivera, have you ever heard of Becco's? Photos from around New York says the name is Best Pizza. Okay. That is a good pizza shop, but by far the best I've had is DeFara's. By far, DeFara's Pizza is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Peace Coast says, snap back in high school. I did the same. Z Pizza, where I worked, when I thought I made bank and tips. Yes, dude, the same thing here, same thing. Check out how beautiful this looks, everybody. Yes, Ken J say there is 12 branches at the Federal Reserve. That is true. NYC Cherry Goose says I make top-notch bagels. Robo F says, what's the best way to avoid getting robbed by the Federal Reserve? Robo F, first and foremost, thank you for joining the stream. We always love to have you here, but we will talk about that tomorrow. So Patrick, New York, you pulled it out of me. That is tomorrow's topic. We're going to talk all about the Federal Reserve. We're going to talk all about how they artificially suppressed interest rates and artificially inflate asset bubbles. And we're going to talk about how we can get ahead and beat the Federal Reserve. So we've talked about this many times on the stream. And Zap Allen, don't worry. I remember Zap Allen asking me to do a topic on SaaS sales. So SaaS stands for Software as a Service sales. So Zap Allen, we will cover that in a future stream. I promise. So essentially the Federal Reserve, with all of its money printing, they don't really help the average retail person, the average individual. They help the Federal Reserve. The people they help are the 1%ers that own all of the world's assets. So as the Federal Reserve lowers interest rates, artificially suppresses rates, and prints money, what that does is it inflates the price of assets. So if you think about the US equities market, if you think about the housing market, it inflates all of those assets, which doesn't help the average person, because if you look at the data, 90% of all of the majority of the 1%ers, if you're in the top 5% of the United States, those are the people who own all the equities. Those are the people who own all of the stocks that are going to the moon. Those are the people who own houses, who own real estate, right? So the Federal Reserve, by leaving interest rates suppressed, if you save your money in a bank, you're not going to be earning any yield on that. So your money is just going to be eroding and decaying. As institutions and big investment banks and hedge funds on Wall Street buy up all the assets that are getting inflated, so they double and triple their net worth. So all the people who own mega mansions in the Hamptons and single family homes, you know, over the past year and a half, their net worths has doubled, right? And that's all due to the Federal Reserve leaving interest rates at rock bottom and printing money and buying mortgage-backed securities still, even though home prices have gone up over 30% this year. And the Federal Reserve is still buying over $30 billion a month in mortgage-backed securities. Unreal. Can't believe it, but that's what's going on. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the stream. Hey, the Daily Walker says hello. How are you tonight? We're good, the Daily Walker. We are on Wall Street, just hanging out, skateboarding around. And we were talking about the global semiconductor shortage as tonight's topic of the stream. Zap Allen says, thanks, Tom. No problem. Lou72 says Roth IRA account would be a cool stream. Okay. I'll make that note, Lou72. NYC Cherry Goose says, Tom, who owns the Federal Reserve? Are you talking about who is the Fed chair? So we have Fed Chair Jerome Powell, our money printer friend, Fed Chair Jerome Powell. Patrick, New York says, cool topic tomorrow. Thank you, Patrick. Michael DeCosta says, what is your top song? Very interesting. I'm not too sure if I have a top song. I'm not too sure. Check out this guy on the city bike. I love renting the city bikes, man. So for anybody who's just joining, I want to say thank you so much for joining. Thank you to all the new subscribers. A lot of you have actually been emailing me, so I try my best to email everybody back. because I respect and appreciate the fact that you're sending me emails, so thank you everybody. So I think the way I want to structure the channel is we will, on Mondays through Fridays, we will have one specific topic we'll talk about on the stream. But on Saturdays and Sundays or on the weekends, we'll just sort of skateboard around and just chill. So I can prepare a specific topic Monday through Friday for everybody. But on the Saturdays, we're just gonna chill. Yes, Loose72 says Powell, the money printer. Out and About says, did you see my question? How did you come up with your channel name? Yeah, so Out and About, I came up with the channel name because I'm interested in Wall Street. I love investments. I love investing money. I love making money. I love the game of investing into great businesses. And I like skateboarding too. So that's what I like. So I thought I'd just say Wall Street Skate Bro. But yeah, Out and About, thank you. Lady Munoz says, hace frio, muy frio. Muy frio. Muy frio. Reels is gonna be in New York City tomorrow. That's gonna be a great time. So what I also want to do, I think maybe on a Friday, I'm not sure. I was thinking about maybe Friday or Thursday, instead of streaming skateboarding, I will do a stream when where I'm sitting behind my desk at my office, and I will sort of go through like everything in my portfolio. So I will sort of explain the process of investing. Maybe we'll do a live stream where I demonstrate how to do a discounted cash flow model, potentially. So these streams would be a little bit more boring because you'll just see my face and you'll see my computer. But I think it would be interesting to sort of get a feel of a real process on how to evaluate companies. So maybe I'll do that once a week. So maybe Friday I'll be behind the computer. I'll do a screen share and I could show you guys my investing process, all of my financial models. I'll pull up Excel and I'll show you guys. Yeah, we'll do like a financial modeling stream. So we'll say, okay, let's take CrowdStrike or Apple stock and let's build a financial model. Something like that. Maybe we'll do that on the stream if anybody's interested. So I think something like the majority of the world's gold is in this building. The majority of the entire world's gold is housed in this building. That's crazy. Sam says you're doing a live Q&A. Real says I'm gonna have to do my homework, bro, to keep you out of your content. Yeah, for sure. Patrick New York says yes, that would be great. Yeah, I think, you know, maybe it'll be something different. We'll see. We'll see. It's a beautiful, quiet night in Lower Manhattan. Zap Balance says, Tom, you be at 1K before you know it. You're close to 700 right now. Wow, that's crazy. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the subscribers. I appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Blue72 says gold mine. So down here is Pace University. I had a lot of friends that went to Pace. Very expensive school, but I think I went in this building when I was playing college soccer. I had to turn in some like health form here. So when I played soccer, I had to go in this building. Let's see if it's still here. And I had to turn in like eligibility forms for the NCAA. Yep, right here. The Department of State and New York State Athletic Commission. Went right in here. Hey, Sunshine After Rain is back. We love having Sunshine After Rain here. Says hello, Tom. Ken J says, I have one of the Federal Reserve branches in my city. Oh, nice. Where's your city? Lou 72 says gold was not good for a lot of Native Americans. Black Hills Gold Rush. Sam says, when you hit 1K, you'll be able to get super chats, and with the money we give you, you can invest for us. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate that, Sam. Yeah, we'll call it the Wall Street Skate Bro Hedge Fund. Just kidding, just kidding. We are not going to be investing anybody's money. I know it was a joke, but yeah, that's hilarious. So I've never been to this coffee shop. I'm not sure if any of the viewers have been. It's called the Swedish Espresso Bar. Oh, Ken J is from Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, Ken J, I'm gonna lock that into my memory. So I promise you, anytime you join the stream, I'm gonna say, hey, Ken J, welcome, our pal from Cleveland, Ohio. I promise, I'll always remember that. And if I forget, I'll send you 200 bucks. That's one thing about me. I remember where everybody's from on the channel. I try to remember. I try to like have a photographic memory where everybody's from. Ken J, Cleveland, Ohio. Copy that. Yeah, Sam, I know about that. I'm just kidding. But that would be funny. Wouldn't that be fun? So Sam, there's this guy called Joe Matek. He has a YouTube channel, and he made an algorithm where all of his viewers on Twitch could type in stock ticker symbols and it would automatically buy or sell that stock in his brokerage account. And he streamed it live on Twitch. So all of his viewers on Twitch were buying like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stocks randomly. It was hilarious. You got to check it out. So if you type like Apple, it would automatically buy Apple. If you typed, you know, anything, it was crazy. Garbage trucks never skateboard past garbage trucks. That's one of the channel rules. That's my only rule for skateboarding. I never, ever skateboard past the garbage truck, ever. Hey, Joe's Pizza. Guys, this is also another really good pizza spot. Joe's Pizza. Solo401 says, Tom remembers too. It's wild. I can't remember why I walked into a room. Yeah, Solo401 is our pal from Rhode Island. So welcome, Solo401. NYC Cherry Groove. Tom, would you do a 24-hour live skateboarding stream when you hit 1,000 subs? Dude, I think my legs would fall off if I ever did a 24-hour live stream NYC Cherry Groove. That's so funny. Maybe at 100,000. Let's say that. If I ever hit 100,000 subs, we'll do a 24-hour skateboarding live stream with paramedics on site. Let's do that. With full paramedics on site. So if I collapse, I mean, I don't know what I would talk about. I would have to prepare like 20 million topics. I would have to spend a week I would have to condense an entire week's worth of topics into one day, but I think it's doable. So let's just do that. Yeah, out and about. I would never, that's like the only rule I have is never skateboard past the garbage truck. Never, never, never. Too dangerous. Hey, Razzle Dazzle 786 says, greeting from California, hope all is well. So Razzle Dazzle is our pal from California, and she's also an MRI tech. Also an MRI tech. Well, Razzle Dazzle, we're actually just about to conclude the stream. But the topic of tonight's stream, Razzle Dazzle, was the global semiconductor shortage. So we talked about why there's a shortage. We talked about electric vehicles. We talked about companies like NVIDIA, Taiwan Semiconductor, NXP Semiconductor. And we talked about the 5G rollout. So very low latency and high throughput networks for IoT, artificial intelligence. So we had a pretty informative stream, very interactive, and we finally made it down to Wall Street. So Razzle Dazzle, our pal from Cali, MRI Tech, thank you so much. Lou72 says, I did the garbage truck job in my teens. Nice. My friend works for the sanitation department in New York City. Yeah, Michael DeCosta says, never ride by the garbage truck. No bueno, very dangerous. So here we are at the Oculus. Solo401 says there's a place in Rhode Island that makes semiconductors. Yeah, so there's a huge global semiconductor shortage right now because during the pandemic, there was a huge influx of demand for consumer electronics. And when you think about over the next 10 to 20 years, what the economy is going to look like, really all of the new products and services are going to have to need these very, very new and advanced semiconductor chips. So if you think about electric vehicles, in the average electric vehicle, there's over 1,400 chipsets in these vehicles. If you think about a 5G rollout of the network, if you ever want autonomous vehicles or autonomous driving, you're going to need, number one, the 5G network to do it, because you need a very, very low latency and high throughput network so the cars aren't crashing into each other. And you also need the chipsets. And that's going to go into anything from cell phones to computers to refrigerators as we build out the new world economy of IoT, artificial intelligence, and electric vehicles. So we're going to end it here, guys, right at the World Trade Center. So thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all of you always coming to the stream. I try to at least prepare one topic every single day for all of you that we talk about. I think it's very informative and educational, even for me. And you guys teach me a lot of stuff too, so I appreciate all of you. So Loose72, thank you for joining. It says, when you picked up the garbage cans, aluminum ones. Hey, Andrew Calhoun is back. What's going on? Zap Allen says, I did join an investment club once, about 15 people. We did pretty good. Zap Allen, keep it up. Keep at it. But we are going to conclude, so I will see everybody later. Marley G says, thank you. No problem, Marley. Thank you for being here, out and about. Thank you so much. Out and about says, thank you for taking us along. See you in the next one. All right, everybody, I'm going to call it a night. See you in the next one. Gerald Lee says, thanks for the stream, Tom. Good night. Gerald Lee, we'll see you later. Sunshine after rain. See you in the next one. Joe Hernandez, always a pleasure talking with you, my friends. This is another great stream. Good night. Marco P is always a good viewer of the channel. We love seeing Marco P. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Zap Allen says, we appreciate you. Tom, I appreciate you, Zap Allen. Michael DaCosta says, what if never skateboard by the garbage truck became a meme? It should. No, but in all actuality, never skateboard or never try to maneuver around a garbage truck ever. Please be safe out there. Peace Ghost says, peace out, Tom. Always a pleasure having Peace Ghost on the stream. Thank you so much. Loose72 says, no, not new, thanks. Well, Loose72, I appreciate you joining, as always. NYC Cherry Groove says, 1 hour goodbyes. Yes, NYC Cherry Groove, we'll see you later. Charlie, thank you so much. Sam from Toronto, Canada, our pal, thank you. NYC Cherry Groove, thank you so much. Michael DaCosta, we'll see you again later. Andrew Calhoun says, oh, came back too late. Bye, Tom, no problem. Everybody, I think I'm gonna take the train back up to the Upper West Side. I'm not sure, or maybe I'll put an extra couple miles on the skateboard. You never know. But everybody, have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.